What's up, YouTube? It's your boy G Money, aka the Echelon Don. Am I my brother's keeper? Yes, I am. And this is another episode of Sidewalk Talk. Today, I want to talk about legal carrying. The 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 absolute relief of being a legal carrier. The stress relief of being a legal carrier. Listen, do not let someone in the streets talk you out of being a legal carrier. Don't let somebody be like, man, why put your name in the system to get a gun when you can just get a gun? And they won't even know it. Well, I'm going to tell you why. It's common sense why. Because you could get a gun out in the street and that gun be dirty. And then you get caught with it, and that shit, everything on that gun get put on you. And now you got to fight to prove that you didn't do nothing with that gun. You weren't responsible for the murders or the crimes that was committed with that gun. Not only that, but if you live in a state, a city or state that says you need to have a license to carry a firearm, you're automatically facing some jail time because you're carrying an illegal firearm that you shouldn't have. There's no better feeling in the world than a cop pulling you over and they asking, are there any weapons or drugs in the car? Drugs or weapons in the car? In some states you don't. In some city states you don't have to answer that question as far as if you have a firearm on you or not. But in some, if they ask you, you're required to answer them. You know what I'm saying? I guess it goes. If they don't ask you, you're not required to tell them. But if they ask you, then you're required to tell them. So if they ask you if you have any drugs or weapons in the car, and you're legal. Yes, officer, I do have a firearm in my car, but it's legal. I have I have my license for it. That's one of the greatest feelings ever, because 9 times out of 10, a police officer pull you over, he feel like he got one. If he find out that it's a gun in the car, he like, oh yeah, he going down, he going to jail. That's how most of them are. They get, they find a gun, they find out a gun in the car, that you going to jail. They automatically thinking he didn't go about it the right way. He going down. But once you hit him with that, yes, I have a firearm in the car, and I have my license. The firearm is in this area of the vehicle. If you would like to grab it, I'll let you grab it. Me personally, I'm never reaching for my firearm. If a cop tells me to grab it or go for it, I'm not doing that. I'll tell him, I'll step out the vehicle and you can grab it, or you can reach around me and grab it, but I'm not reaching for it. But besides that, once you hit them with that information, and then they looking at you like they go, read them numbers and see that it come back clean, man, it's not a better feeling, or if the cops are behind you in traffic and you got it on you fully loaded, it's nothing to panic or worry about. You're legal. Instead of being in the other situation where before I got my license, I have been in a situation where I had, and the police was behind me, and you scared shitless. You're like, oh shit, like, you know what I mean? Like, damn, like, man, please don't pull me over. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, you paranoid as hell. Instead of being paranoid, riding around paranoid, nervous, man, go get clean, man. Go get it clean. If you can get it clean. If you ain't got no record, and you ain't got, your shit ain't dirty, and you able to go get it clean, go get it clean, man. Don't be trying to be cool and trying to ride around with a gun that's not legal. and get yourself jammed up, end up in jail over some bullshit, when you could have been legal. And I know it's going to be some people that's on the comments saying you should be able to carry without a license. That, with all, I know it's going to be those ones that say, that, you don't need a license to carry. I know, I already can hear the comments coming, but let's get into reality of what's really happening. People are really going to jail behind not having a license carrying, even though the law states that we should be able to carry without a license. I don't understand how more clear it has to be, but that's the games they playing with us. So if they're gonna play them games, I'd rather be clean than dirty, man. I don't want to get pulled over and they talking about 5 or 10 years for a firearm that I'd never shot, but I'm carrying for protection. And they trying to send me to jail for protecting myself and my family. I'd rather do it the legal way. So if you can, man, any of y'all out there that's thinking about having a firearm, needing a firearm. Now I understand people out there that got felonies. Y'all got to do what y'all got to do. You know what I'm saying? They making it hard for y'all, to get a firearm after you done got convicted with certain crimes. And it's like, okay, I did my time for that. I feel like once you did your time for whatever you did, you should be able to get a firearm after you've completed your time, because you still need to protect yourself out here. Just because you did some shit in the past don't mean that something can't happen to you. So I don't understand why they won't let, everybody that completes their sentences, I think, should be able to carry a firearm after they're done with whatever they did, But I'm not going to drag this out. I just wanted to talk about the positives of having your license, man, and not having that weight on your shoulders of, man, is the cops going to pull me over? Are they going to have a reason to search the car? Are they going to find the gun? If they find the gun, who's going to take the blame for the gun, or who, depending on who's in the car? And man, nobody want to go through that kind of stress, man. Go get legally armed, and take the stress away from you right there, and it's another just enjoyment just to see the look on some of their faces when they're not expecting you to have a license. Because I'm telling you, where I'm from, I think I know maybe 3 or 4 people where I'm from that has their license. Maybe 3 or 4. It's not that many people I know that have a gun license. So everybody else is just, doing what they doing. Taking a risk every time they step out the door if they carrying like that. You know what I'm saying? So if you can, man, and they make it, they try to make it difficult, but by making you go through all these hoops and hurdles and all of this shit, but it's worth it in the end, man, to be able to be legal and know that you have something on you to protect yourself. It's definitely worth the time you got to put in to get it. So I'm not, like I said, I'm not gonna drag this out. Y'all go get legally armed, man. Right now everything's unpredictable. You never know when some shit's gonna pop off. Nowhere's safe. The grocery stores, churches, movie theaters, the mall. Shit is happening everywhere. The suburbs, the hood. No matter where you're at right now, some shit can pop off at gas stations. It don't matter where you're at. So it's definitely good to be able to have a legal firearm on you to be able to protect yourself and others if some shit pop off. So this your boy G Money, aka the Echelon Don. Am I my brother's keeper? Yes, I am. And this is another episode of Sidewalk Talk. God bless y'all.